and welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We are coming at you from the Arizona Center, and we are joined right now by Brian Perez of ReVibeU. And Brian, I actually went to your place. I was taking a yoga class, and then I came out, and you were like, you gotta see the float spas. And there was this woman there. I don't know if you remember this, but she talked to me for like 20 minutes about how this changed her entire life, and I was like, whoa, this is serious. So sorry, I got excited. Tell us about who you are and about what ReVibeU is.
Yeah,
I know, let the man speak.
Sorry.
No, that's a common story though. A lot of our customers come in and it can be life-changing. So it's a beautiful thing, and that's really how I got started in the business. It changed my life personally. I'm an engineer by trade. 23 years as an engineer, and I had a typical kind of breakdown struggle in life where things just weren't going well. And I ended up going to the prior owner's existing spa there, and I did a float, and it was life-changing for me. It really brought a lot of perspective, and it changed my life to the point where I decided to buy the business. I wanted to.
That's
it impacted
a big
me.
life change.
It did. It impacted me so much that I wanted to share it with other people and really help out. And that's become my passion, my heart. Is to help out the community and really.
So I'm putting on my hat of like just the skeptic or maybe the noob,
okay.
right? And I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, so you float. Like, how is that life changing? Like, tell us about the experience and what actually is happening when you do this.
So the technical aspect of it is sensory deprivation, right? So we live in a world that's so busy. We're always processing a lot of information, whether it's through TV, phones, what we're listening to. We're on an information overload, so to speak, right? So what we do with sensory deprivation is we allow your mind to settle, right? We clear out all the noise. We have the ability to take away all 5 senses in our tanks. So that means there's really no other place that you can do that because you're always dealing with gravity, right? You always have the feeling of touch. So when you get to that state and you take away all those senses, your mind actually goes from a beta state into a different frequency. So you're changing the frequency of your mind, which drops you into an alpha, theta, or even a delta state, which is meditative states. And when you get in those states, not only do you get mental healing, but it's physical healing as well. So it's very good for the body. It's really true natural health and wellness from the inside out, really allowing your body to do what it does best, and that's heal.
Have you done one of these, Marshall?
I did it in my 20s, which was quite a while ago.
Okay.
And it was at a point where there wasn't so much overwhelmingness. I mean, now you're so engaged. So I can really see when you're talking about just that opportunity to just like, your phone is far away,
disconnect.
Everything, and disconnect.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going in like, well, do you want music playing or not? And I'm like, well, of course not.
Right.
The whole idea is that deprivation of shutting off everything.
Correct.
But you had other things there.
We do, we do, and we do offer music as well, because not everybody's going to be comfortable in the environment being dark and being isolated with no sound. That can create a sense of anxiety for some. So what we do is we cater to that because we want everybody to be able to reach that, to basically find themselves, to be you. That's really what we're looking for. So we offer a meditation music, so if that helps them to relax, because we don't want to create an anxiety inside the
exactly.
We're trying to do the opposite, right? We're trying to take that down. So. But it's an amazing experience. It's something that I feel like every person should try at least once.
See,
actually, they should try it 2 or 3 times, because your first time you're a little bit, okay, what's going on here? You're in this space that's really a little weird. So sometimes it can be a little hard to settle in, but by the second, third time, that's when the magic happens.
Just the ability of you go into water and you do nothing, but you float. That was the amazing thing.
In there?
Typically an hour.
Okay.
Our sessions are an hour. We have customers that will float 3 hours. I floated 6 hours is my longest float. And it really just depends on what you're at, where you're at, and what you're going through.
So is this one of those things, I'm gonna just be very direct. Do I have to be like a millionaire Scottsdale person to be able to afford this float therapy?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that was the big goal for me, really, coming into the business, was I want this to be for everybody. So, my heart is to share this with the community. It's not really a personal thing for me to make money, and it's really to help the community.
Yeah.
Now I gotta survive, and I have to run a business. That's normal, right? But it really is to make it affordable. So we have very affordable packages. I mean, we start at like $45 for an hour
really?
session. Correct, yeah.
Wow.
So it's outstanding. Our memberships are the same way. We work that with a $45 membership. As you progress, the more you need it, you can buy those additionals at the same price. And then once you've floated 4 times in a month, we give unlimited. So you're able to float as much as you need. And really that's to cater to people that sometimes we have a good month and we may not need as much self-care, right?
Yeah.
But then we have a bad time, we have a bad week, we have stuff going on in our life and we really need to work through that or process it or deal with it. And then maybe you need to float more and you need to come in more often. So we really cater to customizing to the customer, to what they need, because that's our heart, is to help the community.
So do you have to schedule way in advance, or can you do walk-ins?
No, so we have 8 float tanks, so we are the second largest float center in the nation.
Whoa!
So which is great.
Wow,
So,
I didn't realize. Wow, that's a lot of tanks.
Yeah, so it is. So that's great. It's a big opportunity, right? We have more opportunity to help, and it does create flexibility in scheduling.
Yeah.
So most of the time, people can come in and just even a walk-in, right,
Yeah.
and still get their floats. We've had people come in just walking by, see our sign, and be like, "Hey, well, open the door. What do you guys do?" And next thing, they're in a tank, and they come out, and they're amazed and wowed. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember it's like doing it and just kind of feeling so at peace, because the water is body temperature.
Correct.
So you start even losing like where you start, where you end, and so you just kind of zone out completely.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in this total darkness. I mean, it was just such an interesting experience and so relaxing.
Well, that's what the woman that was talking about when we were at his spa. She had PTSD and was talking about that feeling of kind of like, it's the first time where she was able to sort of fully let go and kind of,
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's really fascinating.
Yeah, that experience that you described is basically your brain changing states. It's changing frequencies, right? So that's when you're transitioning out of that beta state. Our beta state's processing a lot of stuff very quickly, because we're a high processing computer up here and got a lot of information coming in. And as you transition into that point, you do tend to lose your body, and your consciousness is there, and that's getting into like the theta state, which is the target state for a lot of people that are meditating. That's the state where your body starts to heal from the inside. So it's not just mental, it's physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, and that's the beauty of what we do in our wellness spa, is that it's complete, right? It's everything, and it's not. It's really, we're creating the environment for your body to do what your body was made to do, right? It's very capable of healing itself and working through its issues. So it's a beautiful thing.
Well, I'm like, I've texted 3 of my friends this week. I'm this close to having some type of a breakdown this week, and so I'm like, I feel like I need a float.
Well, come visit us before that happens. Come visit.
A preventative float.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I'll ask you from my marketing perspective now.
Okay.
So it's holidays, right?
Yep.
Can I buy like gift certificates for friends and family to come do a float?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do gift certificates. We have our holiday special now. It's like 3 floats for $99.
What?
So outstanding.
What?
And the reason we do that
yeah.
again, it's just because the intent is we want this to spread to as many people as possible to come and try. Three floats for $99.
What?
So outstanding.
What?
And the reason we do that again,
yeah.
it's just because the intent is we want this to spread to as many people as possible to come and try it, to find relief from the busyness, from the stress, from the anxiety. There's a really mental health epidemic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people.
A preventative float.
Preventative float,
So let me ask you. I'll ask you from my marketing perspective now.
Okay.
So it's holidays, right?
Yep.
Can I buy like gift certificates for friends and family to come do a float?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do gift certificates. We have our holiday special now. It's like 3 floats for $99.
What?
So outstanding.
What?
And the reason we do that
yeah.
again, it's just because the intent is we want this to spread to as many people as possible to come and try it, to find relief from the busyness, from the stress, from the anxiety. There's a really mental health epidemic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people that are struggling and they may not be comfortable talking about it, speaking about it. But if they come into our spa, they come into this space, we've created a space where you can really be you can be comfortable. It's a safe space to come in. We've had customers come in that are, very emotional, that are, really struggling with some heavy stuff. and then we're able to provide some relief. And for me, when I see those customers come out of that tank and I see the glow on their face and I see the smile, I see, I have to hold back the tears because I know what they've experienced because I've been on that side.
Yeah.
So that's really where my heart is to be able to provide that for people.
And he's not just saying that because he owns it. Like I've been to the space and yeah, there's something really special about it. You do feel very safe. You feel very grounded. It's just, it's just a really cool place to spend time in. And I know I just did the yoga class, but I could just tell the entire atmosphere had that energy. So tell people where they can find you and how they can connect with you and go do a float.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're located in Tempe. We're off of Rural and University. It's right on the corner next to the Tempe Improv, Trader Joe's, right in that shopping center. You can reach us at ReVibeU.com. And then also we're big on social media, Instagram, TikTok. Those are the two main ones, but just ReVibeU. So yeah, that's it. We also do offer a lot of community events. We're getting really big on that because the idea is to bring as many people in as possible. And a lot of people don't know what floating is. They don't know, they don't understand the concept. So we're educating as well. We see ourselves as educators trying to help the community grow and heal and be strong and really promote that natural, complete, full wellness, health and wellness. So.
Well, Brian, if you're up to it, maybe I can grab Ann and we could do an on-site segment and kind of show,
that would be
what the space is like and what the float is like. And
it really is a magical space, and it's not what we've created is just part of it. I think it's the people that come into that space. They bring in the love, they bring in the good vibes, and you feel it when you come in. People. Every day they come in and they tell me this place just has there's something different about it. There's something different when they walk in the door, and that really makes warms my heart because that's the goal, to create a place where people can be comfortable, where they can really find themselves. And that was the whole vision of ReVibeU, right? It's to be you. That was the kind of hidden message. We want you to find yourself, to clear out all the busyness, all the noise. And really get back to the core of who you are. Simplify life a little bit.
Well, that is in a big part due to you. So thank you so much for creating that space.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Brian. This has been so cool. We'll definitely go and check out the spa and kind of show you guys around. We think that would be really cool. But think about, seriously, a holiday gift. I would love to get that in my stocking. Hello, a float spa.
And I think especially now that our phones are always on.
Totally.
And so just kind of detaching from. And just kind of being in a
having
zone.
A reset.
Right, exactly, a reset.
And that's not even talking about the physical benefits. We're just talking about the mental and a little bit of the emotional, but the physical benefits for very active people, athletes, stuff like that, is huge. Muscle recovery, allowing your cells to recover, relax, rebuild, bringing down cortisol levels, stress levels, bringing down inflammation. So it's all really good. Also, there's a creative aspect on that we kind of promote for thinkers, right? Business people, corporate world. When you go into that state, right? When you change frequencies, you're in a different portion of your mind. So you're thinking different. Your perspective changes. So you get a lot of creative thoughts, and you think about things a little different than you would normally. So people get great ideas, business ideas, artistic, whatever it is. They're just thinking a little bit different. So they're like, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, I was thinking about this in the tank. So it almost is a think tank, right?
That's
it can be
cool.
a think tank as well, right?
Oh, clever.
Very cool.
I like it. There's no downside to this, basically. There's only good,
a little
awesome
salt in the
benefits.
eyes is maybe one, when you first started to figure that out.
True.
That's the worst thing about the worst thing can happen.
Well, I can handle that. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah,
We're going to take a quick break and then be back with a